So plants, I'm posting quite a bit about plants for no other reason than I like plants. Plants are amazing. Like just how plants tell you exactly what they want. They tell you if they want food, if they want water, if they want sunshine. So we have tomato plants and we're growing them from seed, and we were actually selling a handful. We don't have too many left, but I have some in my closet. I have some in my office. This one here, as you can see, these are grape tomato plants, grape / cherry tomatoes, and I have 5 on my windowsill. So we've had quite a few tomato plants go out already. If you're local and you want to grab one, you can still grab a tomato plant. But I think everyone should grow their own food. Honestly, I really do. I feel like everyone should have a garden. Everyone should learn what it's like to plant a seed and nurture it and watch it grow and give it water and then cook it or eat it raw and then enjoy those nutrients. It's such a different experience than just going to the grocery store or hopefully the farmer's market, and at least here in Alberta when the weather's nicer. So that's why I like to talk about plants in general, and I like to talk about the nutrients that plants have to offer. Like you have to just understand most of the food that we come from, unless it's dairy or meat products, like those are plants. Like those are grown in soil. And I talked about this before many times, but our soil has become depleted, which is why we don't get magnesium. We don't get enough magnesium from food, so we have to supplement. We don't get the same nutrients from our food that we used to get because of soil. So if you take care of your soil, you'll get better quality foods. So we have our own peat moss, we have our own worm castings, and we mix a little bit of coffee in there, and then we mix eggshells in there as well. Tons of different benefits to quality soil that's going to be going into your food. So gardening season is here, so a lot of people are going to be gardening and growing your own food and then enjoying that later on in the summer. But I'm super passionate about plants for some reason. It sounds odd for me to say, but at any rate, so we all water our plants from the bottom, like house plants, tomato plants, anything that's not planted in the ground, we water from the bottom up. That way the roots get a chance to absorb what it needs. And then if you'll actually see, your water will sit in the pan your water will sit in the pan if it doesn't want any more water. And then later on the day or the next day, it'll drink more water when it wants more water. So I wouldn't suggest leaving water at the bottom. Once you do that on a consistent basis, you'll have a better idea of how much water your plants actually want. And then you'll have the perfect balance of how much they'll suck up from the bottom. So that's always a good idea. And then what else south-facing window if you can. That's the best place to put your plants. That's where the best sunlight is. And I think it's beautiful to care for your plants. I really do. And this one here, I don't know if you guys can see this, but I grabbed this twig from a tree. I thought it was a dead tree, and I put it in our soil, and it actually bloomed. Like, I don't know what the word is, but there was no leaves on this before. I thought it was dead, and it actually budded. Like maybe that's the word for it. So that's our talk. So that's what I wanted to mention with your plants. I feel like everyone should have plants. Like, learn how to take care of plants. Plants represent life and living and positive energy and breathing. And I really dislike the whole plastic plants in the house. I think we should get rid of all plastic in general, but especially plastic plants and plastic around. That's why we use glass, of course, in our glass bottles. We try to use glass as much as possible, but so we use some plastic. But there's this little hack I posted on a different group, but this is from a bread bag, little plastic thing, but this can go over your stem. I actually have one here. I don't know if you can see that in the video, but this one goes over the stick and it also goes over the plant, so it holds it up. So that's a cool way to reuse these terrible plastic pollution things. Okay, so let me know in the comments if you guys have plants. Do you have tomato plants? Do you have plants at your house? Live living plants. And it's always interesting for me to know and then you hear those people that say I'm not really a plant person, but I think we can become plant people. I was never a plant person before, but then I started to realize all the benefits. I have a spider plant here. I have a money tree here. That's a bonsai tree. I have a bonsai tree, money tree upstairs that's taller than I am, and I have an aloe vera plant here, and then the rest are tomato plants. So I feel like it's important to surround ourselves with living, breathing life, and that's my plant rant, my plant information, and that's all I have. So if you have plants, if you have plastic plants, push them to the side, get some real living plants, take care of them, water them from the bottom if you can. A lot of people ask about our mag water. It sounds funny, but we use bath water, we use bath water from mag flakes to water our plants. So people are like, well, how much mag flakes do you put in the water? And we don't measure it. So it's not like it's not a secret. We just don't have that answer. We don't measure it. If you're not gonna use bath water with mag flakes in it, all you have to do is grab a watering container, sprinkle some mag flakes in it, let it dissolve, and then water your plants. That's it. It's very simple. So that's something that we'd recommend. Remember that your soil doesn't have the nutrients that it needs, which is why we need to add nutrients to our soil so that soil offers nutrients to the food that we're consuming. That's why we found that when we started watering our plants, even non-food plants like our geranium plants are crazy. They take up our whole bedroom. That's from the magnesium in the water going into the soil and properly nutritionizing the plant.